frustrated than the fans are. I looked at the 4 games in St. Louis, and, you know, we played excellent baseball, 2 of them, and 2 of them we kind of kicked around a little bit today. Again, comes down to 1 play. It looked like we were going to double play, and we couldn't get it done.
And they'll remember most what just happened. The Brewers, a 2-game losing streak right now. They dropped the first game against the Giants, so we welcome you to Miller Park as the Brewers are taking their swings and trying not to leave guys on base here. 0 for 12 in that situation with runners in scoring position yesterday as they face the Giants here in Game 2. Hi, everybody. Jerry and Craig back on board with you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Well, 20 games in 20 days. We knew it was going to be critical going into the All-Star break. Jerry, you look at the 14 games the Brewers have played so far. It's been an all-or-nothing type effort when it comes to production, top to bottom, offense and pitching.
Well, when you look at these stats right here, it just shows you that baseball is a game of being consistent. And the one place where the Brewers have really struggled, they've had the opportunities, but they have not been consistent.
The pitching and the hitting have not been able to match up in these wins and losses. The Brewers, though, 8 up and 6 down as they try to improve that mark tonight against San Francisco. Well, through all the ups and downs, this is the only kind of heartburn to have, I think. Corey Hart's hitting streak is at 20 and counting. BA and Rock have that story and more as we get you closer to first pitch. Giants and Brewers on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by the new Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Taste greatness.
Looks like a beautiful night for baseball here tonight. It's the Brewers and the San Francisco Giants. It's Game 2 of the series, and Corey Hart trying to extend his hitting streak here tonight. He's sitting at 20 games right now. Corey Hart's all-time best is 22. He did that back in 2007, and as a matter of fact, he has 2 of the top 5 hitting streaks in Brewers franchise history. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us tonight. The Brewers try to get back to winning ways here against the San Francisco Giants. But the story right now, Rock, is Corey Hart, and the longest hitting streak in the National League this year belongs to the Brewers all-star right fielder.
I don't know what he ate or what he drank the day before that hitting streak started or this great stretch of games started, but Corey's been right on everything. You know, I was around here for Paul Molitor's 39-game hitting streak, but Corey Hart certainly has been able to go line to line with everything. He's been very patient at the plate and driving in some big runs for the Brewers. You just hope it's going to be able to continue through the All-Star break.
Well, his demarcation day is May 15th, and he's been a different player since, and he now has extended that with a lot of at-bats. You see the 16 home runs, the 49 runs batted in. All you need to know, he ranks first in every major offensive category since May 15th, and he is headed to the All-Star game in Anaheim. Can he keep it going? Can number 1 make it number 21 here tonight? It's the Brewers and the Giants, the lineups, and the first pitch coming up next. At Miller Park in Milwaukee, Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder. Mark Concannon is with us as well. The Giants and the Brewers, the second of a 4-game series. Some news earlier today, Giovanni Gallardo, who was injured on Sunday against the St. Louis Cardinals, a left oblique strain. He has been placed on the disabled list today. You know, yesterday they thought they'd keep him on the roster. Today they went ahead and decided that he would go on the disabled list, and that means Doug Davis was activated off the disabled list and a 1-for-1 swap on the pitching side.
Yeah, it's good that Giovanni is shut down. I mean, Giovanni wanted to make his next start. He would have pushed himself. He wanted to pitch in the All-Star game. He will still go to the All-Star game in Anaheim, but will not be able to pitch. Doug Davis, kind of a surprise activating him today for his start on Friday. Many thought that Lorenzo Cain would be activated for a couple of days, but it's Davis. He'll be ready to make his start on Friday against Pittsburgh.
And the Brewers will continue with 13 pitchers and 12 position players. Bruce Bochy of the Giants, his club is in a pennant race. They are 7 back of the San Diego Padres right now.
And his lineup today has Andres Torres leading off, Freddie Sanchez, then Buster Posey. Posey batting in the 3-hole for just the second time this year. Pat Burrell, Pablo Sandoval, and Edgar Renteria in the middle of Bochy's order, with Aaron Rowan, Travis Ishikawa, and Madison Bumgardner rounding it out. Bumgardner can swing the bat for a pitcher. Randy Wolf will match up against the Giants here tonight. Randy Wolf, 6-7. And a 4.70 earned run average. And Rock, he's just trying to get things turned around at home.
Yeah, he is. He's in a good stretch right now. He won his last start at St. Louis. He's been very good in 3 of his last 4 starts at Miller Park this year. 2-3, a 5.25 ERA. And this is 9th start at home this year.
Let's set the Brewers defensively behind Randy Wolf. It's brought to you by Blaines, Braun, Gomez, Hart in the outfield. On the left side, it's McGee and Counsell. On the right side, it's Weeks and Fielder. And a battery of George Gutaris and Randy Wolf. Counsell gets the start tonight for Alcides Escobar. A key error yesterday, and Counsell will get some playing time here before the All-Star break. Ken Mock is saying might be tonight plus 1 more before the All-Star break coming up Monday. Well, Randy Wolf quickly ahead of Andres Torres. No balls and 2 strikes to get us started here tonight. And that is one of the primary reasons Ken Maka wants Escobar on the bench tonight. He will be spending a lot of time in Willie Randolph's hip pocket, talking every situation possible in this game. And those two have spent a lot of time together as it is, Rock, but it has been double duty for Willie Randolph here the last couple of days.
And they're not talking about mechanics, about how to field a ground ball. Escobar very good and is certainly capable of doing that.
Now Wolf strikes out Andres Torres. How about a scouting report tonight? It comes from Brewers manager Ken Maka.
We've gone through the whole gamut, the command, the location, and the selection. So yes, real nice start in St. Louis. Randy really prepares hard. So he's in there looking at all the papers, and he's got his way of doing things. But St. Louis was a very good start.
The Mercedes-Benz scouting report from the Brewers skipper on Randy Wolf. Sanchez deep to right, but Hart has room. And 2 quick outs in the first inning.
Well, that start against the St. Louis Cardinals was a good one. He got off to a good start right out of the gate. 6 1/3, only 4 hits he allowed. 1 run. He did allow a home run, only 94 pitches to get into the 7th inning. Not a bad start for Randy Wolf. And he is hoping that he continues that here tonight.
That was a nice clean game against the Cardinals last Thursday for Randy Wolf. He's been pitching well on the road here lately. Had good starts against the Angels and the Rockies, and then again on the road in St. Louis, and hoping to transfer some of that good pitching here to Miller Park. Buster Posey, the young catcher, batting 3rd tonight. This is where Bruce Bochy feels Buster Posey will hit in his major league career. He is a 23-year-old catcher, just to the big leagues for the first time this season. Already looks like a hitter. And a very talented catcher as well. Posey hit a home run here yesterday. Showed big opposite field power. He was batting 7th yesterday. 2 for 4 with a home run.
And you couldn't ask for a better manager if you're a young catcher trying to find your way in the major leagues. And Bruce Bochy, been through it. He's done that. He's been a manager for a long time. And I don't think he had this kind of power, did Bochy, but he wishes he did. Posey can hit. Just a matter of how he's going to be able to handle the pitching staff. It's a good one here. A lot of responsibility, and Bochy is certainly aware of all those things that he's got to work through.
That hit him. Randy Wolf clips him on the knee. So with a 2-strike pitch, Buster Posey is drilled, and he's having a hard time shaking this one off.
Yeah, it looked like that one got a lot of bone, either on the kneecap or on the side of the knee. And really not a glancing blow at that. Bingo, right on that knee joint. Sounded like it hit the bat, but it didn't. That was all bone, and that's going to be sore. Can't think of a worse position to have a sore knee behind home plate.
Now Wolf trying to get inside on Posey with a 1-2 pitch. And he drills the young catcher. Well, Bruce Bochy will give him some time here. He certainly doesn't want to take him out of the game, but you certainly don't want to risk further injury to a young talent like Posey.
Other catcher Eli Whiteside, he did not appear in yesterday's ball game. That knee right now feels as good as it is going to all night. It's going to start stiffening up. You got to keep moving around, and I'm sure he's going to stay in the game at least for now.
So the baby-faced Posey is going to stick it out. We'll keep an eye on him between innings and as this game continues here. A base runner with 2 outs, and Randy Wolf will face Pat Burrell. Burrell began the year with the Tampa Bay Rays. He was in the second of a 2-year contract with Tampa Bay, and he was released by the Rays. Primarily the designated hitter for Joe Maddon's club. But they really just didn't have a spot for him anymore. But he's come to San Francisco, and maybe the National League has turned his season around. Burrell's put up good numbers here in the National League. .316 batting average in just 27 games.
He spent a lot of time in the National League with the Phillies, put up some very good numbers, and you know that familiarity with not just the league but the pitching staffs in the National League.
That one is inside. So back to Buster Posey. You remember yesterday, it was a swing and a miss by Posey, and it looked like he hurt himself. You know, you thought at the time he might have to come out of this game. He had a wrist injury, but the next pitch, he launches one into right field, an opposite field home run. Not to say he's playing possum here today.
So what you're saying is he's going to steal second base now?
He's either a fast healer or he's very smart.
I'm sure he's both, but it still hurt.
We can confirm that just by the sound of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Burrell. Oh, it just missed. That is a big spot around the plate for Randy Wolf, and when he gets that call, and he didn't from Greg Gibson.
And it's just amazing that a hitter with 2 strikes can take that pitch. Obviously fooled him, that cut fastball.
Such an important pitch for Randy Wolf, because really his money pitch is that cut fastball on a right-handed batter. That sets up his changeup, his sinking fastball. And when he gets that call, he can be very effective. Runner takes off Posey. That one's into right. And Hart with room. So the first inning is in the books for Randy Wolf. And here we go to the bottom of the first inning. Can Corey Hart keep his hitting streak alive? He's sitting on 20 consecutive games, the longest streak in the National League this year. To the bottom of the first at Miller Park in beautiful Milwaukee on a great day for baseball. The lineup is brought to you by Subway. Here's what Ken Maka turns in tonight. It's Ricky Weeks, Corey Hart, and Prince Fielder. 50 RBIs from Weeks this year. No National Leaguer has driven in more runs from the leadoff spot. You got Braun, McGee, and Counsell in the middle. Gomez, Kataris, and Wolf. And yes, there are a lot of left-handers in this lineup tonight against a young, power-armed left-hander, the 20-year-old Madison Bumgardner.
Yeah, Bumgardner, big-time numbers down in the minor leagues. And this year in AAA, 7-1 and 316 earned run average in 14 starts. 59 strikeouts, 22 walks in the minor leagues. Home runs have hurt him in each of his first 2 starts.
Making just his 3rd major league start. He got a little time last year in the big leagues. He made just 4 appearances for the Giants, and it was thought at the beginning of the year he would be the pitcher in the 5th spot in the rotation. But it didn't turn out that way. He struggled this spring. We saw him a couple of times in Arizona. And he ended up going to AAA. 2 poor starts in AAA, but then he found something, Rock, and turned it on. And as you mentioned, that 7-1 record. His last 12 AAA starts before his promotion, he was 7-0 and an ERA around 2.
Yeah, big kid, throws hard, and has 4 very good pitches that the Giants say he can throw for strikes. Only 2 walks and 10 strikeouts in his first 2 starts.
Ball and 2 strikes on Ricky Weeks. And Weeks fouls one away. Count stays at 1-2. Here's how the Giants line up defensively. They have a few changes in there as well. You got Pat Burrell in left, Aaron Rowan at center with Andres Torres in right. Sandoval at third, then Renteria at short with Freddie Sanchez and Travis Ishikawa on the right side. Buster Posey looks like he's all right after being drilled by a Wolf pitch. He's back in there behind the plate. Interesting that the Giants, well within a pennant race, well within reach of the San Diego Padres, just 7 back to start the day. Bruce Bochy turning over the keys to a battery that started the season in AAA this year. Posey was Bumgardner's catcher down in AAA Fresno. And a base hit by Ricky Weeks. So a leadoff single for Ricky Weeks. And here comes Corey Hart stepping in the spotlight once again. And now this hitting streak is significant. It is the 5th longest hitting streak in Brewers franchise history. Hart is already on that list with 22 consecutive games back in '07 when Bumgardner was in high school. And of course, Paul Molitor, a guy you played with, Rock, the 39-game hit streak in '87.
Yeah, I've been able to witness 3 of the 5. Didn't see Davey Mays or Cecil's in 1980, but you know, Corey Hart, it goes well beyond the 20-game hitting streak, the way he's been swinging a bat since mid-May. The incredible job for Corey Hart and extending that streak in many different ways. Sometimes first at bat, sometimes with a home run, sometimes last at bat. It's kind of the way Molitor did it back in '87.
Well, this streak for Corey Hart began in Anaheim back on the 14th of June. 20 consecutive games, the longest hitting streak in the National League. Jorge Cantu had the longest streak at 17. The longest streak in the big leagues, Josh Hamilton. And that one is well hit to center field. Back is Rowan. He's at the track, and he has room. He makes the catch. 399 feet away. Hart needed another foot.
Just got under it a little bit, kept it in the ballpark, but Bumgardner gave him one pretty good pitch to hit. Up fastball, outer half, and Corey gave it a ride. Got under it just enough to keep it in the ballpark. But that's the way his home runs go out. Big, high fly balls that just never seem to stop.
A long, loud out for Corey Hart. And here is Prince Fielder now. Well, at first glance, you look at this Brewers lineup, and of the starting 9, there are 4 left-handed bats. Randy Wolf is one of those left-handed hitters. But you've got Fielder, Counsell, and Kataris all in the lineup against
Well, George Kataris has been catching Randy Wolf. You've got Escobar that needs a couple of days off, perhaps. And Prince is going to play every day.
The manager's hands were tied. Bumgardner really doesn't have enough innings yet to establish any kind of trend here. He does have a very good cut fastball, however, and he's been tough on right-handed batters, especially down in AAA, running off that 7-1 record in Fresno this year.
And opponent batting average against righties at about 245 against lefties this year. And of course, only the very good lefties ordinarily face left-handed pitching. Lefties hitting him at a 333 pace. But again, it's early. It's too early to establish a trend.
Fielder to the opposite field. That'll slice in the seats. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Prince. So far this year, Fielder batting .243 against left-handers, and that has been a frustrating number for him this season. He prides himself on how he hits the same siders and had a breakout season last year against lefties. 2-2 the count, and Prince takes a ball. 3-2 on Fielder. Fielder starts the day with an on-base percentage of .391. That is 5th in the National League. There are a lot of other categories he'd like to be among league leaders, but on-base percentage is theirs. Fielder rips one to center. That's right at Rowan, and Weeks has to retreat. Scouting report on Madison Bumgardner comes from Dale Swain. It's brought to you by Mercedes.
A guy with 4 pitches, 92, 93 mile an hour fastball, pretty straight. Another slow curve ball, hard slider, and a changeup. So he's kind of the same kind of guy without the curveball with Sanchez, but a little bit more command from what I saw in the strike zone.
And he kind of throws across his body a little bit. That'll mess you up if you haven't seen him before, which none of these Brewers have faced him at the big league level, of course. Maybe somewhere down in the minor leagues, but early on, advantage pitcher.
Ryan Braun with 2 outs. Well, Braun is mired in a slump at the plate. His batting average down to .291 to start the day. Took the collar yesterday. He was 0 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts. Last year at this time, Braun hitting .326, 16 homers, 58 RBIs. And it gets tougher and tougher each year when you produce the numbers that Braun has produced in his career, which began in late May of '07. You're kind of a victim of your media guide. And Braun is headed to the All-Star game for the 3rd consecutive year.
Yeah, you feel kind of bad, complaining about a .291 batting average with 51 RBIs. But, that's the way it is. If you're Ryan Braun and you set those standards, that's what you're up against. But you're right. I mean, he's had a tough time of it lately. He's always, last couple of years has not been very good at Miller Park. But it seems as though Ryan getting himself out early in the count, swinging a lot of first pitches. Good to see him being patient in this at bat.
His first look against Madison Bumgardner. He's ahead in the count, 3-0, and he takes a strike. Braun will be looking for his first All-Star hit this year in Anaheim. Shatters his bat. Bouncer out to Sandoval, and the throw to second is in time for the out. So Bumgardner is through 1, a scoreless first. We head to the 2nd inning.
but the team ERA 4 runs higher when the Brewers lose. Ken Maka told me today, guys, that the team's inconsistent play has kept them from putting together a win streak, and we know they need a streak or two to get back into contention.
There's such a key homestand here for Ken Maka and the Brewers, and that is, if there's one word that could describe this club, it is inconsistent, and that is the one word you hear around the clubhouse pretty much every night as the Brewers have gone through their struggles here at Miller Park.
There's only one team in the National League that has fewer one-run games. I'm not even talking about wins and losses. One-run games, period.
Sandoval gets sawed off, and he's out. An easy play for Fielder.
Brewers are 10-10 in one-run games. The Phillies are 10-9. Phillies the only team with fewer one-run games this year.
That turned into a beautiful night for baseball here in Milwaukee. Threatening skies earlier. Still have some thunderstorm activity around us, I guess. The climate is right, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I'm no weatherman.
We hope it's not like 2 weeks ago.
There's the differential in wins and losses. Only the Phillies with a larger differential. Well, Philadelphia had a nice win yesterday. Roy Halladay went the distance against the Braves. Took him 93 pitches to finish that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Renteria into left. And Braun's got it. Out number 2.
You know, oddly enough, for the Phillies, it hasn't been the pitching that's been the problem. It's the offense. And that's somewhat of a surprise, isn't it? I mean, that was before Utley was hurt and before Polanco was hurt. In that ballpark, to struggle to score runs, that's a head scratcher.
So many injuries for the Phillies. And still unsettled in that Phillies bullpen. A former Philly, Randy Wolf, in his first year with the Brewers. There's Doug Davis. He'll be returning on Friday against the Pirates.
One of 4 left-handers in that Brewers starting rotation now. That's a lot of lefties. I don't know if the Brewers have ever had that many left-handers in the rotation at one time. 3's a lot.
Rowan into right. And that's a nice quick inning for Randy Wolf. 3 up, 3 down. The Giants go in order. Casey at the bat will lead off when we continue. No score from Miller Park. Tonight, the roof is open tonight. Some blue skies up above. Our Powerball home run leaderboard. Corey Hart with 19 home runs. He is currently 3rd in the league in home runs to start the day. Prince Fielder 5th in the National League. As Casey McGee leads off. McGee with 13 home runs this season has 52 driven in. Your guy Joey Votto, a couple of home runs last night. He has 21 for the year. He is the National League leader in home runs, Rock. As McGee sends one to deep right center. And one out here in the second inning. This is Rock's guy. He's in the vote-in. Can't believe he didn't make the All-Star team, and he is now, after a bomb at Citi Field last night, a couple of home runs, the National League leader in long balls.
My guy.
That's your guy.
Well, certainly the biggest snub, not just in the National League, but in all of baseball. Not making the All-Star team.
You'll be happy to know that Joey Votto is on the group of 5 for the final vote in. You have until Thursday. I believe it's 4 Eastern, 3 Central. And Joey Votto is the leader right now among those votes. So maybe your campaigning has made an impact with Joey Votto.
You think?
I think so, at least in the Milwaukee market. I have a feeling Votto's going to end up there regardless.
Yeah.
Maybe due to injury, perhaps the vote in. Well, Corey Hart was in that final group of 5 back in 08, and he won the vote. He actually beat out David Wright at his first All-Star appearance. That was at Yankee Stadium back in 08. Counsell takes ball 4. So the Brewers get a base runner from one of their left-handed hitters. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head, the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 13th, live from Anaheim, 7 Central, only on Fox. That's 5 o'clock local if you're headed to Anaheim to see the game. Corey Hart confirmed for the home run derby. As Gomez takes a home run swing.
See Josh Hamilton decline.
How can you top his home run derby at Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, go out on top, but he didn't win the contest. That was Justin Morneau.
You mean Hamilton didn't win in 08?
That's your guy.
He's an all-star.
Who was your guy anyway yesterday?
Jaime Garcia.
Right.
He's a pitcher. We will see an all-star here tomorrow for the Giants. Tim Lincecum matches up against Chris Narveson tomorrow. So we hope you'll join us here at Miller Park. Not very often you get a chance to see a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner.
He's something else to watch him. His size, yeah, his size and the way he throws that baseball, throws hard, great changeup, and worth the price of admission.
Two balls and a strike on Carlos Gomez. Gomez hitting .231 to start the day. Has 5 home runs and 18 driven in. Shaking the cobwebs loose up there.
Got to get it going.
It's kind of reminding me of Freddie Sanchez right now. Bumgardner must have a good move. He has twice fooled Craig Counsell over at first base.
Yeah, it's a one-way lead for Craig. Doesn't want to get picked off. That was an issue in yesterday's ball game. Brewers had a man picked off. It was actually caught stealing, but just trying to get a sense for that move.
And that one called a strike.
A lot of times a base runner, they'll get a big lead and they call it a one-way lead, just safety first going back. And marginal, but had the plate. Sometimes you want to see a pitcher's best move early in the game. That's your baseline. Another big hack by Gomez.
the fidgety center fielder. Always in motion. He has earned his nickname, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Moving around, constant motion. Before, during, and I would imagine after the game as well.
Quick trip to the mound by Buster Posey.
Hey, Bumgardner's thrown a lot of pitches already.
He is at 31 as we play in the second inning. Gomez, known to his teammates as Go-Go. Always on the go. Counsell takes off, and Gomez fouls it away.
Not a very good jump, was it? Safety first. That was more of a hit and run type attempt at second base. Want to make sure he takes off or goes to home plate. That one got him just below the knee. Imperative that you make contact with a jump like that.
And Gomez walks. So a guy who doesn't walk very often picks up a key walk here in this second inning. Back-to-back free passes by Bumgardner.
Hey kids, be part of a major league moment every Sunday home game. 9 lucky kids ages 6 to 13 will stand next to a Brewers player during the national anthem. Pick up an entry form at your local National City or PNC branch.
Now the walks have not been an issue for Bumgardner throughout his brief career in pro ball. In his first 2 starts this year in the big leagues, through 14 innings, he had just 2 walks. He already has 2 tonight, and they have come in consecutive plate appearances. And there's a strike to Kataris.
Well, he had less than 2 walks per start this year in the minor leagues. 14 starts, 22 walks. To go along with 59 strikeouts. So, yeah, he didn't walk many.
Kataris bounces one to first. Ishikawa to second. The return throw is too late.
Good job by Gomez getting down to second base. Taking out Renteria. Not able to get much on the throw. Hustling down the line. Check out Gomez. He's all over Renteria. And no chance to get much on the throw. Throw sails just enough to keep the inning alive.
Well, if nothing else, it clears the pitcher spot. Randy Wolf has been a good hitting pitcher this year. He's batting .289 to start the day. Takes a strike from Bumgardner.
So they start him out with a slider. They're not going to be fooled. Brewer pitchers have done a bang-up job this year with the base hits.
And the club leader in hits by a pitcher, Randy Wolf. He's 11 for 38 this season. Oh, and 2. Highest batting average among pitchers in the National League. Most home runs, Gallardo has all 3 of those. And RBIs, 14. Randy Wolf has 3 of the 14 runs batted in. It's a big run to pick up over there. The Brewers trying to get on the board first. And a swing and a miss. Tough matchup for Wolf. So 2 walks. The Brewers strand a pair. And we head to the third.
the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more.
Back live at Miller Park, no score top three. I am with Brewer Vice President, Executive VP for Business, Rick Schlesinger. And Rick, a big weekend coming up. It starts Friday. One of the most popular Brewers ever, Jeff Jenkins, announcing his retirement here.
Jeff's going to retire as a Brewer at his request. He's coming here Friday, going to throw out the first pitch and just reacquaint himself with some of his old teammates and some of the executives. So it'll be good to see him. And, he got a World Series ring, not with us, but he was a very good player for us for many years. We're happy to have him back and retire as a Brewer.
And Saturday night, Cerveceros night here at the ballpark.
Yes, we're bringing out the tribute to Hispanic baseball. The Pirates are going to wear special uniforms. We're going to wear our Cerveceros jerseys. We're going to raffle off the proceeds from the jerseys to support various causes in the Milwaukee area. And it's always a fun time, and the crowds come out, and it's great.
7-game homestand this week. What's ticket availability looking like?
Well, this weekend we'll be very busy here at the ballpark, and fans want to come out. I suggest going to Brewers.com. We've got 2 games left with the Giants. Tickets are plentiful for the weekend. We've got tickets for Friday. Saturday should be a sellout. Sunday will be crowded, and then we go in the All-Star break. So it's the last chance for a little while to see the Brewers.
Rick, thanks. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
VA and Rock, back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. And thanks to Rick Schlesinger. Looking forward to seeing Jeff Jenkins again. And one last ovation here in Milwaukee for Jeff Jenkins.
Yeah, good guy. Yeah, good guy. Always a stand-up guy. After ball games, on Cerveceros Day, my money's on chorizo.
That's a good call on the sausage race. He's been a big winner on Cerveceros Day.
Yeah, but it's not fixed.
Those Cerveceros jerseys and T-shirts are a huge hit.
The Clements Racing sausages.
There's a swing and a miss by Ishikawa. Randy Wolf starting with the Giants first baseman in this third inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. And he got him. Randy Wolf with a fastball strikes him out.
Yeah, when you're looking off speed, 89 miles per hour, looks like it's pretty quick. And Ishikawa coming up empty, blew it right by him, right on the outside corner. Get ahead in the count and make him swing at your pitch.
Just the thought of the off speed puts him behind as Bumgardner slices one down the right field line, foul. Now the book on Bumgardner is that he can really swing the bat. He's a big kid anyway. At 6'4", 215. He hit a home run earlier this year in AAA. Has a couple of minor league home runs in the last 2 seasons. And word is around Giants camp that the position players don't like Bumgardner taking hacks in their group during batting practice.
Make him look bad.
Shovel him back to the pitcher's group.
He's got 2 walk-off home runs in his professional career, including one this year. Not bad for a pitcher.
And because I know you follow North Carolina high school baseball, you certainly know that Madison Bumgardner back in 07 had the walk-off home run for his high school team that won the state championship. Hard to believe this guy was in high school in 07. As he takes a call at strike 3. And a lot of buildup for a backwards K.
And he missed an extra base hit by a couple of inches. And then Randy Wolf said, "I better bring out my best stuff for him." Plenty of the plate.
Put it right where Kataris wanted it. Top of the order, Andres Torres. 3 strikeouts now for Randy Wolf. And now the second time through for the Giants. Andres Torres has a brief but successful history against Randy Wolf. He is 2 for 4. His 2 hits have been home runs.
And a guy that doesn't hit many home runs. He's got 4 this year. Of course, that ballpark that they play their home games very difficult for, especially when he's batting right-handed, to hit home runs. You know, left field around to the right field gap, very tough on right-handed hitters.
Torres uses a speed game. He is very fast. Had an inside the park home run 2 days ago in that 15-inning game against the Colorado Rockies. So he's hit 3 over the wall and one of them inside the park. Laid off a pretty good fastball from Wolf.
No, good eye by Torres, just a little bit low.
And a swing and a miss. He set him up for the changeup, and he strikes him out. And Randy Wolf strikes out the side.
Presented by OnMilwaukee.com. For just $40, get a due-deck ticket that includes a buffet and 2 drinks per person, plus the opportunity to mingle with area singles. Visit Brewers.com/singles for information.
Enjoying a little dinner here at Miller Park. All kind of spots to have a nice meal, watch a ball game.
One month's mingling going on. No talking.
A little maybe something going on there. We need
friction.
Keep an eye on. Seemed a little tense. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Top of the order coming up. Ricky Weeks against Bumgardner. Greg Gibson, the home plate umpire tonight. He has a good, strong strike call. I'm always, interested in the umpire's strike calls.
Broadcaster's friend.
Oh, yes. On the ground to short, Renteria coming in and bobbling. The throw is late. Renteria has really struggled this year, both at the plate and defensively.
He's just not moving around very well. He had a groin problem, put him on the disabled list, came back, went right back on the DL with a hamstring. So obviously not moving around all that well. Coming in, bobbled it. If he got rid of it right away, he would have been able to get Ricky, but they're going to give Ricky a base hit. Ricky Weeks smelling hit and puts it into overdrive. Ricky now 2 for 2.
Well, certainly a play that should have been made, that you see made on most nights. But Renteria, a former All-Star, not playing at that level any longer. As Hart on the first pitch flies out to right. So Hart is 0 for 2, still sitting on a 20-game hitting streak.
Nobody really able to center on young Madison Bumgardner. We talked about that delivery. Throws across his body just a bit, a little herky-jerky, and ball seems to be getting in on those Brewer hitters. Not able to really get a good read on his fastball.
Always a photo op when Prince Fielder steps to the plate. Starts the day 5th in the league in homers, has 18. Last time up against Bumgardner, he lined one to center field for an out. Hit it hard, but right at Aaron Rowan in center. Ricky Weeks at first. And Prince takes a ball. Laid off a curveball. That's a good sign for Fielder.
And Prince been very patient lately. Laying off that pitch off the outside corner. That's a key pitch for anybody. Prince walked 3 times yesterday. I always go back to Barry Bonds when you talk about being patient at the plate. If you're not going to throw you strikes, you're not doing anybody any favors by swinging the pitches out of the strike zone. Barry Bonds was so good at that. Very disciplined.
Well, Bumgardner walks him on 4 straight. So his 3rd walk, and it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out, and Braun coming up. Our Carsoup.com email the booth question comes from Appleton tonight. Michael wants to know who is the biggest surprise team in baseball as we head towards the All-Star break. Well, you could put the San Diego Padres on that list. I think the Padres with their pitching, and you could also throw the Braves on that list post opening day, because I think many felt the Braves were going to be pretty good in spring training, but then all of a sudden, the first month of the season, they were dreadful. But here they are leading the division.
What about the Reds?
Now the Reds, the Rangers, the Texas Rangers, when they made those trades in 07, the Mark Teixeira deal specifically, they pointed to 2010 as their year to contend. They actually contended last year. And an organization loaded with talent.
I think a surprise on the other side of that, you'd have to put right at the top of the list, would be the Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
They are very much underperforming.
Now the Cubs and the Brewers have not lived up to their lofty expectations at the beginning of the year. Still some time to go.
How about Philly?
Philadelphia with all their injuries, but they're
hanging in there,
clipping away at it.
4 games back.
Braun takes strike 2 from Bumgardner. A lot of teams still in it. It's going to be a great pennant race this year. Over 60% of the teams in the league still with a chance at the postseason. Two on, 1 out. And Braun chases one out of the strike zone. So uncharacteristic of Brian Braun. And Bumgardner strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Yep, high fastball. And Ryan not able to let it go by. I mean, up and away, out of the strike zone on 2 different locations, and not even close.
Well, it'll be up to Casey McGee with 2 outs. Yesterday, the Brewers stranded 12. They've left 3 on so far. 2 are out there for McGee with 2 away. Yeah, fastball got by him right there.
That pitch is sneaking up on this Brewer team. Haven't seen him before. The only way you really get a good look at him is when you go up there at the plate. No scouting report in the world is going to prepare you for what a pitcher brings to the table once you get up to the plate. Got to see it.
Tried another one. He missed inside. Yesterday, McGee with 2 hits. He was on base 3 times. Narrowly avoided that pitch from Bumgardner. And a little changeup down and in. So McGee with the count in his favor. Casey has leveled off somewhat. Still having a big year. 13 home runs and 52 driven in. Flew out to right his first time up. Breaks his bat. It is right to Ishikawa. And the inning is over. So the Brewers lead 2 more, and that means 5 for the game.
And heroes in the community who have helped their neighborhoods. Winners get 4 game tickets. They get recognized on the field and a chance to throw out the first pitch. Fans can nominate their Brewers Community Achiever online at Brewers.com or at the guest relations booth at Miller Park.
All right, Mark, thanks. Randy Wolf back on the mound as we start the 4th inning here at Miller Park. Freddie Sanchez leads off for the Giants. Big chopper, and it is Counsell. Long throw in time for the out. Now McGee thought about it. Counsell must have called him off. And a good call. Sanchez retired. All right, Rocky, ready for some AT&T trivia?
Yeah.
It's a good one tonight. You'll like this one. Who are the 3 Brewers to have started in an All-Star game more than once? And you know Ryan Braun's there. We've talked about that. He's on his way to his 3rd.
So we're looking for 2.
2 others. And there's a couple of guys that you just can't go wrong with for AT&T trivia ever. Buster Posey, he was hit by a pitch his last time up, and so far so good for the Giants catcher. He was hit right on the knee, the front knee. Wolf hit him with a 1-2 pitch. Slow curveball missed. Slaps out one. That's a fair ball. And Posey is aboard with a single. Boy, that looked foul from here. But the first base umpire, Brian Knight, right on the play, and he calls it fair, and Posey is aboard.
Anybody laughing about that one, then yeah, laugh right to the bank. Yeah, high leg kick, gets jammed. Talk about getting eaten up. And the umpire right on it. Brian Knight, first base umpire.
It definitely hit the chalk line, but that was before it hit the bag. So Knight saying that it crossed the base.
That's a tough call. I mean, I don't know how you can dispute the call. It did bounce in front of the bag. All it has to do, part of the baseball go over part of the bag, and it's a fair ball.
And Brian Knight called it fair, and that is the first hit of the game for the Giants. That's the only reason you take an extra look at it. It bounces in front of the bag.
Who knows?
Yeah. Great angle. He's got the best look. A pop-up fielder was playing in. He's got a long way to go. Now Weeks, and Weeks will run it down. Out of nowhere, Ricky Weeks flags one.
Well, talking about covering a lot of ground, he was shaded up the middle for a double play. And Ricky took a nice angle on it. You knew Prince was going to have problems because he was holding the runner. Well, he didn't get a very good look at it. Look at Prince. He's running with his back to the infield. Ricky sees it all the way and able to haul it in foul territory.
Yeah, Ricky was in double play depth as well. He had a long way to go for that ball. So the speed of the Brewers second baseman. And it's out number 2. And here is Sandoval now with a runner at first and 2 away. Well, the only hit so far, the single to right by Posey, right across the corner of the bag. Posey's been on twice. He has been the only Giants base runner tonight.
Well, controversial call for the base hit. At least it wasn't the official scorer making the call. Don't have to worry about that.
And it's not Jim Joyce. It's Brian Knight over at first.
Hard to tell. We saw it, what, 2-3 times? Couldn't tell.
Yeah, you gotta
watch the way it pops up. Does it skip off the edge of the base? I think that's what might have happened.
Maybe so.
It goes up pretty quickly. Might have been. Hard to tell.
A decisive call by Brian Knight, who had the best look at it, even with our cameras. Sandoval, what a character he is. Switch hitting Giants third baseman. Finished second in the league in hitting a year ago. He rips that one foul.
And swings at anything. You flip the rosin bag up there, he'll take a hack at it.
He's been known to hit him on the bounce before.
Yeah, I mean, and the Giants, you know, in the offseason and spring training wanted to be a little bit more selective. And what has happened? He's more selective. At least he tried it. And he's not even hitting 270. Why even say anything to a kid like that?
Only Hanley Ramirez had a higher batting average. He won the batting title last year. Sandoval strikes out. So Randy Wolf gets the panda. And we head to the Brewers half of the 4th inning. He has 5 strikeouts through the first 4 innings. He's given up just 1 hit. Meanwhile, Madison Bumgardner has done well as well. He has 3 shutouts and a couple of strikeouts for the young Bumgardner, despite walking 3 batters. The Brewers have left 5 men on through the first 3 innings. But Bumgardner has gone through some tough outs to get through innings.
Now, the Brewers have put men on base in every inning in this series so far, except 1. And have only had 1 run on the board.
That was the 8th inning of yesterday's game, the only 3-up, 3-down inning by a Giants pitcher. So the dew bucket is filling up here, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Counsell last time up walked. That was the first walk issued by Bumgardner. 39-year-old Craig Counsell against the 20-year-old Madison Bumgardner. From Hudson, North Carolina. He was a first rounder back in 07. 10th overall pick by the Giants.
They're coming up younger and younger every year, aren't they? It's amazing. Not the only 20-year-old in baseball.
The 3-1, and that one is on the corner. Yeah, there's one headed to the All-Star game as a starter, Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
20 years of age.
Starlin Castro with the Cubs. Amazing.
Full count to Counsell. Sanchez makes the play for out number 1. AT&T trivia tonight. The 3 Brewers to have started in an All-Star game more than once. And you know about Braun the last 2 years. And then you've got Paul Molitor, 1980, and then not again until 1988. And then Robin Yount did it in back-to-back years in 82 and 83. Boy, those are 3 big names in Brewers franchise history. 2 of them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that 88 year for Paul Molitor was interesting. He was on the mound as a second baseman. He won as a second baseman. Started the All-Star game at second base, but was the designated hitter the entire first half.
Had to break in a new glove for the All-Star game.
Take one out of mothballs.
Back when the Brewers were in the American League. Molitor spent 15 years as a Brewer. Then he went to Toronto, and he was part of that World Series championship team in Toronto under Cito Gaston. Ball and 2 strikes on Gomez. Even with all of that pine tar, he still loses his bat. Gomez leads the team in bat tosses this year. Unintentional bat tosses, I should say. Did you know we were keeping that stat?
I did not.
Yep. Right up there with scoops and whiff rate.
That's another one you broke out the other day, wasn't it? Who comes up with these things?
Wow.
Is that official?
What are you implying?
They make them up?
It is official. It's in the stats. Not the official stats, but the big deep stat, the scouting stats.
Now the scoops, that was a Albert Pujols statistic that they dug up when we were in St. Louis.
As a first baseman.
Right.
Gomez strikes out. Number 3 for Bumgardner.
Well, visit the Brewers social media clubhouse to find the Brewers on Facebook and Twitter. Plus, link your favorite Brewers blogs, message boards, and more. Visit brewers.com/connect today. You think some of those statistics are on Twitter, Facebook?
Oh, sure they are.
I'm going to come up with a new one.
What do you got?
Catcher statistic. How many runs a catcher saves by blocking a pitch in the dirt with a man at third?
Spoken like a true catcher.
Now, if you can come up with a scoops statistic,
right?
Why not that?
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
I mean, where have we
like
been?
Hitting a home run.
Where have we been all these years?
I think you should start marking that down. The Schroeder rule,
and just adding them onto your RBIs.
He's all for it. Look at him. Look at how enthusiastic he is about it.
Block rate. Not as block head, but block rate, blocking pitches.
The rock rate. Gutierrez into right field. Did he get enough? Back is Torres, and he's got it up against the wall. A narrow miss for Gutierrez. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Madison Bumgardner. Good play out there by Andres Torres. On our way to the hit. He's working on a shutout through the first 4 innings. And Randy Wolf recently, especially on the road, has been very good. His last 4 starts, an overall ERA of 2.84. But remember, one of those starts at home in that stretch, he gave up 4 earned runs in 5 innings. And as a group, the Brewers starters in the last 20, an ERA of 3.40. And that's one of the reasons the Brewers are playing a little better here lately.
Yep. Innings are up for the starters, and walks and home runs allowed way down. Way down. Talking about home runs given up.
Edgar Renteria swinging away on the first pitch. Routine fly ball for Hart, and 1 away. FoxSportsWisconsin.com is your home for all the exclusive news and information on the Brewers. Log on for daily updates, exclusive blogs, complete schedules, and more. FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Local teams, local sports, local connection dedicated to the hometown fan. Got a Twizzler. Got some orange juice. Man, what a day. All is right. Get them all sugared up. Aaron Rowan. He has found playing time hard to come by here lately. Into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Rowan with a single. So just the second Giants hit. Rowan came into this game batting .237.
And it hadn't been often that Randy Wolf's been behind in the count, but Rowan got a 1-0 fastball and hit it hard into center field. He has made his name as a very good defensive center fielder. Had some pretty good years, though. Hit some home runs. One thing the Brewers aren't going to have to worry too much about in this series, other than Andres Torres, is a stolen base. They don't run, except for the leadoff hitter.
Normally you have a team that doesn't run much, and you figure, well, they hit a lot of home runs. Not the case with the Giants either.
Well, next to last in stolen bases, 9th in home runs, 12th in runs scored.
Giants are on the hunt for a bat, and they are in this stretch of games here where they're trying to figure out whether they're going to go give up some prospects to find a piece to their puzzle. They're 7 back to start the day. The San Diego Padres lead the division. It's a tough call for general managers with clubs kind of in that no man's land. But the Brewers are in that category as well at 10.5 back.
Not much difference in where they stand with respect to the standings, 10.5 and 7, but the Brewers 9 games under 500.
Fielder, a nice move, a throw to second for 1. The return not in time. Well, good play by Prince Fielder, and gave the Brewers a chance at a double play there.
Got rid of it very quickly. It had a funny spin on it, so he had to make sure he had it in the glove before he spun around, and made a nice throw to Counsell. Ishikawa, hitting from the left side, able to get there very quickly, not even close. Right off the end of the bat. And Counsell has to avoid the runner and make the throw to first base.
Well, 2 gone, and here is the pitcher, Bumgardner. He's 1 for 7 in the big leagues. Bumgardner making just his 4th start in the major leagues. He struck out looking his last time up, but almost doubled down the line on the first pitch. The slower than slow curve. 68 miles an hour on the gravity ball.
And against the pitcher, you better get that pitch down in the zone. You ain't doing him a favor if you leave it upstairs.
Now Wolf strikes him out. So Randy Wolf with 6 punch outs and 5 shutout. He needs some offense right now. We are scoreless at Miller Park. The Brewers are coming up.
Presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. And by Airtran. Go, there's nothing stopping you.
And tonight's time of the game winner, the Mill Supper Club in Sturgeon Bay. It's up in Door County.
Nice.
Sturgeon Bay, or close to Door County. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and our good friends at Miller Lite.
Got some Giants fans well representing San Francisco here at Miller Park. Got their Panda gear on. Randy Wolf leads off for the Crew here in the 5th inning. No score, each club with 2 hits. The Brewers have had base runners through the first 3 innings. Stranded a runner in the first, left 2 on in the second and the third. So 5 left on base so far. Bumgardner coming off a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. One of his 3 strikeouts on Randy Wolf. Top of the order, due next, Ricky Weeks. A better cut by Wolf. It's a tough matchup here for Randy Wolf.
Yeah.
Bumgardner has an unusual delivery.
A little bit across his body. It puts a little bit of added pressure on that arm. But he's been able to throw a lot of strikes in his professional career, including the minor leagues.
Now he gets Wolf once again. That is the 4th strikeout. We'll say if you've dreamed it, now go for it. Brewers Fantasy Camp can make your big league dreams come true. The 2011 Fantasy Camp runs from January 30th through February 6th at Brewers Spring Training Facility in Maryvale, Phoenix, Arizona. For information and registration, call 262-679-3612 or visit brewers.com/fantasycamp. I think I'm headed to Fantasy Camp this year. You got a spot for me on the roster?
Are you? You're coming?
I'm feeling it again.
Nice.
It's been a couple of years. My shoulder is finally healed. My hamstrings are back. As Weeks lifts one high in the air. Burrow makes a catch for the 2nd out.
Got some new coaches coming in for Fantasy Camp. Greg Vaughn's coming.
Oh, Greg Vaughn.
Jeff Cirillo.
Will be offering some power hitting instruction.
Yep, and then we have the Punch and Judy and Cirillo.
Ooh. So you hit for power and hit for average with those 2.
And Pat Listes, of course, you got Eddie Cedar, Dale Swain, Jerry Augustine. Gumby coming back after a couple of year hiatus. You know, Gumby always has that battle within himself, whether to go to Fantasy Camp or go sturgeon fishing.
That is a battle.
Sit over a big rectangular hole in the ice with his spear poised, ready to go. And he says he hasn't seen anything in 40 years.
So back to Fantasy Camp he comes.
I think I'd give up.
Corey Hart. And Sanchez makes a catch. So Corey's hit streak still at 20. In danger here tonight. He's 0 for 3.
prepare yourself by attending the Energy Audition Prep Class on Sunday, July 11th. Rock will be there 1 to 3:30 at the Wisconsin Athletic Club in downtown Milwaukee. You know, Rock, that prep class is going to offer a different choreography, technique, feedback, tips, all the things you're looking for if you're going to be an energy dancer.
I mean, as a spectator, do you think I should try out to be on the team?
I don't know. You can visit foxsportswisconsin.com and find out the answers to
I wouldn't
those
want to be
questions.
the one telling one of those young ladies that they didn't make it. I thought they all did a pretty good job on that video right there.
That kind of sounds like a, maybe an instructional, little reality TV.
See Jerry out there in an energy uniform? Augie? How about Craig? He looks good, in that kind of garb.
Randy Wolf facing Andres Torres. You gave me some bad thoughts right there, partner. Bad thoughts. You rattled the cage a little.
I'm talking about, that the Wisconsin Dells, promo that we're running. Got Tarzan out there jumping out.
I get it. I get it.
I'm not saying that Craig dresses up in girls' outfits. At least I've never seen it.
And the 1-2 is
we should let Craig defend himself.
Man,
can we get his mic hot?
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I get it.
I'm just saying.
The 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the Giants' leadoff hitter, Andres Torres, who has struck out twice tonight against Randy Wolf. Remember when the famous chicken used to hold up posters to distract the hitters?
Yeah. Craig came into the booth. You going to protect me?
That's kind of what I have in mind. Full count to Andres Torres. And Wolf walks him. So a base runner here. And
we're all right, huh, pal? We're all right.
Hey, this is not a blowout. This is a scoreless game. You guys have to talk about some other things.
We should focus.
You got to focus. You need a pep talk.
I was asked a question about the energy dance auditions.
I know nothing about energy dance teams.
We were paying the promo forward, Craig, and you just happened to pop to mind. It's an indelible image of Craig Kashan that's been with us the last couple of nights.
Do you know what Photoshop is?
I know what the still story is.
That was all Photoshop.
Look at this. It's like Ned Flanders right here.
That's Photoshop.
You put a little music to that right there, you're ready to go. Come on.
I don't even know where to go anymore.
Freddie Sanchez for the Giants. You look good right there, man.
What kind of music do you listen to anyway?
All kinds. All kinds.
Okay. Just keep your shirt on, pal. Okay?
It's a whole button.
I told Jerry Augustine when he goes to the Dells to make sure that he's not near a live camera when he's in the pool. Got a chance at first. Qatar's throw. Oh, Fielder thought he was on his way to second and never dropped the tag down.
And Prince bounced off for first base. Actually crept in toward home plate a little bit. Qatar's threw the baseball, and Prince not sure where the runner was. Good job by George. You can see Prince a little bit off the bag, not sure where the runner is, and he gets back.
You can imagine what Prince was thinking there. Why are you throwing it to me? He's on his way to second.
Yeah. I hope we didn't upset Craig. That's the last thing I want to do.
It's the kind of thing that might require a follow-up. I'm not sure what you mean by we, though.
Yeah, that's true. Me.
Well, all of a sudden, Randy Wolf is struggling with his command here. He is behind 3-0 after walking Andres Torres. And that one misses badly. So back-to-back walks by Randy Wolf, his first 2 walks of the game. By the way, Brewers Live is going on the road to celebrate family fun at the Wisconsin Dells, July 16th through the 18th. Jerry Augustine will be there. Craig Kashawn, a first-hand experience at the Dells. All starts Friday, July 16th at 6, only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Visit foxsportswisconsin.com and click on the station events page for more information. Oh, just having lots of fun.
See, I'm going to stay quiet.
2 on with nobody out here in the 6th. And a strike from Wolf. That's a much needed strike by Randy Wolf. Buster Posey has been on twice. Wolf hit him with a pitch with 2 strikes in the first inning. And then he singled in the 4th, the first Giant hit. Slow curveball. Posey out in front.
Right, that's a nice pitch for Randy tonight. Just a tantalizing breaking pitch. Not much on it at all. You're talking about maybe 60, high 60s mile an hour. That was 70. You leave that pitch up in the strike zone, you're in trouble, but he's been able to keep it down.
No balls, 2 strikes. Big batter here for Randy Wolf. A scoreless game in the 6th inning. And he got him. Wolf strikes him out with a backdoor curveball.
Same pitch, this time right on the outside corner. Well, the arm angle on that makes it very difficult to throw that pitch on the outside corner, but Randy on an 0-2 pitch didn't want to leave it over the plate and just caught the edge as it got to Kataris' mitt. That's a beauty.
Well, with every strikeout, it's a new season high for Wolf. He has 7 now. Not known as a strikeout pitcher. The runners go. Kataris throw to third. He is late. So a double steal by the Giants.
No, those are the 2 guys on the bases that will steal. They both get a stolen base, both Torres and Sanchez. 17th on the year for Andres Torres. He's only been thrown out 4 times. Didn't have a big lead because Ricky was right on top of him, but another slow breaking ball, and Torres able to make it easily.
Well, now the Brewers will walk Burrell here with a base open at first to get to Pablo Sandoval.
Interesting choice, just trying to set up the double play. Well, the Brewers elected to pitch to Sandoval in yesterday's ball game with first base open. He ended up with a base hit to drive in a run. That run would tie the game. And now the Brewers are loading the bases for Sandoval here.
Well, there are 2 statistics in play here concerning Sandoval. And if you're asking why would you walk Burrell to face a guy who finished 2nd in the batting race last year. The first stat, Sandoval as a right-handed batter this year, he's a switch hitter, is hitting just .207. The other one, he leads the National League in double plays grounded into. He's grounded into 18 double plays this year. So it's that question, do you go with what he's been lately or what he was last year? They'll take a shot. Bouncing ball. Got a chance to turn it here. Counsell. Oh, he throws it away. 1 run is in. A second one will score. Pat Burrell will stop at third. And a defensive breakdown once again cost the Brewers. Could have gotten them out of the inning.
Wow. Same thing happened yesterday. Could have been a double play. Rolled right up Escobar's glove. And Mr. Dependable defensively threw that one away. Not even close to Ricky. Tried to be too quick. Missed it badly, and 2 runs are going to score, and it's 2nd and 3rd and still 2 outs. Goodness.
Tailor-made double play. Opportunity lost.
I'll make that 1 out. My mistake.
So Sandoval will get credit for a run batted in. 2nd and 3rd now. 2-0 Giants. Still just 1 out, and Renteria takes a strike.
That'll be a fielder's choice for Sandoval, and then E6, allowing the runners to advance and the run, and now you've got second and third still.
Infield is in. Little pop-up, fielder ranging back, and he makes a catch, and Burrow will not tag. So the second out of the inning. Well, a costly error, and we've seen it the last 3 days by the Brewers. And it's been from the shortstop position the last 3 games.
Only 2 runs in without a base hit by the San Francisco Giants in this inning. 3 walks and an error.
With a left-handed hitter on deck. Maka wants to walk Rowan, who singled against Wolf his last time up.
And amazing. No walks for Randy Wolf before this inning started, and now the 4th. Of course, 2 of them intentional.
Two runs are in. Ishikawa is next. And the bases are loaded once again. This will be the 8th batter in the inning for the Giants.
And no hits.
2 walks to start the inning. A double steal. 2 intentional walks and a fielder's choice. Now Ishikawa has 2 home runs this year. One of them was a grand slam against Ubaldo Jimenez. In just 51 at bats, a .294 hitter. Wolf peppers him inside with a fastball. Had a good cut. Ball and a strike. Ishikawa used almost entirely as a pinch hitter and a late defensive replacement at first base this year. But the trade that sent Benji Molina to the Texas Rangers, that opened the door for Buster Posey to catch every day, and Ishikawa is getting some playing time in this series. And there, knocked down by Weeks. 1 run will score. Here comes Sandoval. The throw to the plate is late. 2 runs are in. And again, Wolf should have been out of the inning. A sinking line drive. Weeks could not handle it. And the Giants have a 4-0 lead.
Well, that's good base running by Pablo Sandoval. He never slowed down. Tim Flannery, the third base coach, wheeling him around. Only the 5th at bat against a left-handed pitcher for Ishikawa all season long. There's that high curveball we were talking about. That's an easy pitch to hit when it's up in the strike zone. Ricky knocked it down. Might have should have had it. And Sandoval is very good base running. Never stopped, and he scores run number 4.
Well, an inning that should not have been. It goes as a single, and it goes as 2 RBIs for Ishikawa. He hit it sharply, no question. In and out of the glove of Weeks. And Randy Wolf's got to be wondering here what he has to do to get out of this inning.
Didn't start very well with 2 walks. Nothing ever good happens when you start an inning, particularly with the top of the order up with 2 walks.
And that's going to get through for a base hit. Here comes Rowan. The throw to the plate by Hart. The tag not in time. Rowan scores. 5-0 Giants. It's the Giants pitcher who drives in a run. RBI single for Bumgardner.
Yeah, fastball in and up, and Bumgardner able to get a bat on it out of the reach of Prince, and Aaron Rowan, who was walked intentionally, comes around to score. All 4 walks have come around to score in this inning.
Bumgardner with his first career Major League RBI. 5-0 Giants. Giants have batted around here. 2 hits, 4 walks, a fielder's choice, an error. Back to Andres Torres, who started this inning with a walk.
Well, you walk 4 guys and you give them 6 outs, they're bound to have a big inning.
That one is line foul. Ball and a strike. Able to check his swing. 2-1 on Torres. A 0-0 game to start the 6th inning. Giants have put 5 on the board here. Looked like he was able to check it. 2-2. Now the Brewers will have fielder Braun and McGee due up in the bottom of the 6th, and David Risky starting to get loose. Giants winning yesterday 6-1. They put together a late rally. It was a big 7th inning for the Giants yesterday. Scored 4 runs. Costly error in that inning as well for the Brewers.
He'd have 36 pitches this inning. He's not done yet. 2 innings, single-digit pitch counts.
Some excellent base running by Sandoval to score the 4th run. That one is ripped foul. Start getting into that danger zone for a pitcher when you get into the high 30s, 40 pitches per inning, especially at this stage of the game. 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You can see it in Wolf's body language here. He is frustrated.
Yeah. Well, he should be. Brewers have given up an awful lot of runs with errors in the last 3 games. Tons.
And Wolf can't put him away.
500 runs on Sunday with Adam Wainwright on the mound. Yesterday, an error cost him big, and same with today.
That one's in the air, playable for Hart. And this inning mercifully comes to an end. 5-run score for the Giants. See if the Brewers can get them back. The big boys are coming up. subs, game reset. This was a tight one, a scoreless game. The Brewers had a chance to get out of the 6th inning with a double play perhaps, but an error by Counsell off the glove of Weeks led to 2 more runs. And when it was all said and done, the Giants scored 5, 4 unearned on just 2 hits. And a big 6th inning sends the Giants ahead 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Brewers still have some time. Well, we'll see if they can get it started here. You figure Randy Wolfe is done for the day. David Riskey continued to throw through that inning. Wolfe went 6 innings and 40 pitches in that 6th inning.
And you hope the pitcher spot comes up this inning. They got a ways to go, but you hope that the Brewers are going to be able to put some runs on the board. It's been very quiet offensively for the Brewers last couple of days.
Well, Fielder leads off. Brewers need base runners now. Suddenly Madison Bumgardner working on a lead here through 5. He's put up zeros through the first 5 innings. Given up just 2 hits. And Ricky Weeks has both of them. Bumgardner has walked 3. But he's settled down here the last 2 innings. Matter of fact, he's retired 8 in a row since his last walk to Fielder in the 3rd inning. Making just his 3rd major league start here tonight.
He's allowed 2 hits, one of them an infield hit. That could very well have gone as an error.
Fielder a little bit late. Speaks to the stuff of Bumgardner. You know, he throws a fastball 90, 92, but there's something about it. He has stayed off the barrel all night long. He's been able to get his fastball by hitters.
Yeah, Brewers just not able to pick it up, time him out very well.
Even in fastball counts. There's another fastball, and Fielder has gone on strikes. So Bumgardner now with his 5th K.
And what with the fastball, 5-0 lead, not going to mess around. And that ball has plenty of the plate. Is it high enough? According to Greg Gibson, it is. And it looked like it was.
1 gone for Ryan Braun. Ryan is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out with a couple of men on in the 3rd inning. Tomorrow the Brewers will get Lincecum. Brian Wilson kind of looks like the Grim Reaper over there in his hoodie.
Yeah, not time to be out in that bullpen yet. Closers very often will go out around the 7th inning. Got the hoodie. It's hot down there too.
Well, the catcher Posey makes an easy play on Braun. 2 quick outs. On Wednesday, August 11th, you can join fellow needle artists for Stitch and Pitch Night at Miller Park. You can purchase a seat in the special Stitch and Pitch sections. Socialize with fellow needle artists. Speak to shop owners and visit teaching tables. Starting at 6 o'clock, the first 1,000 needle artists will receive a free special edition Brewers Stitch and Pitch Bernie Brewer bobblehead. Call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com for more information. Casey McGee with 2 outs. Madison Bumgardner will be 21 next month. What a future he has. Look at some of his minor league numbers. They just jump off the page as McGee slaps one past Renteria. A hot shot that Renteria tried to olay, and it ends up in left center. That'll be a base hit for Casey McGee.
It might have been the hardest hit ball tonight for Milwaukee. Casey McGee able to center a fastball up in the zone and out of the reach of Renteria. Just doesn't have the mobility that he used to have. And Casey McGee able to get on top of it, center it, and line it into center field.
Two-out base runner, and here's Counsell. Counsell walked in the second inning, and then he grounded out his last time up. I was looking at Bumgardner's minor league numbers. Started his pro career in 08, even though he was drafted in 07. In 63 minor league games, 34 wins, 34-6, and a 2.00 earned run average. And Rocky had a strikeout to walk ratio throughout the minor leagues, including this year at 4-1.
Yeah.
Out to Renteria, and the inning is over. So Bumgardner is through 6. No runs on the board for the Crew. It's 5-0 Giants. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. The Brewers and the Giants resume the series tomorrow. Tim Lincecum on the mound for San Francisco against Chris Narveson. Thursday, the final game of the series is a matinee. And then the Pirates will be here on Friday night. Miller Lite What's on Tap. Randy Wolf back on the mound. I thought Wolf might be done after 6, but Ken Maka is going to give him every chance to continue on in this game, and if he can get some offense, maybe take him off the hook a little bit. Wolf giving up 5 runs in the 6th inning. Only 1 was an earned run. But the inning started with 2 walks. Wolf has a season high 7 strikeouts. Freddie Sanchez, one of those walks in the 6th inning. It's been one bad inning for the Brewers here tonight. A 5-run Giants 6th.
That's kind of been the story of the last 3 games. One bad inning defensively. His defense, for the most part, has been pretty good all season long, but the last 3 days it's let him down quite a bit. And really, it seems like every error that they make costs them dearly.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Sanchez. Escobar getting a night off tonight. The young shortstop. Ken Mock is saying he'd probably give him a couple of days off before the All-Star break. One of the concerns the Brewers had with Escobar to start the season, while they encouraged him to go play this winter, and he had a great winter ball season, he actually led the Venezuelan Winter League in batting this offseason. He's such a young player. Experience does pay off, but I think the Brewers were well aware of that rookie wall that exists, especially for a guy who played in the offseason. His counsel takes care of Sanchez for out number 1. Ho-Chunk Gaming texts the broadcast. James from Madison wants to know, what is the difference between earned runs and unearned runs? A scoring question.
Yep. Well, an unearned run is going to involve errors. If errors are involved, then that kept an inning alive for the team to continue to get at bats and get hits and get runs. Not necessarily the run that is directly responsible because of the error. You can't have an unearned run if there are no errors involved.
No, like in the 6th inning, there was an error by counsel, and the run that scored was an earned run because that run would have scored anyway. You can't assume a double play. But if you're saying that's an out, and then as you reconstruct the inning in the scorebook, an official scorer will look at when the inning would have ended. And after the next out, which was a strikeout, the inning would have ended under normal circumstances. So all of the runs after that, unearned for Randy Wolf.
Well done.
Scorebook entry.
You should have answered it yourself.
I thought you did a nice job. But they still count, whether they're earned or unearned.
They don't count for your earned run average. Any unearned runs don't count, but unearned runs that cost you a loss, the loss count. Doesn't matter how it happens.
Fielder makes a nice backhand play, and he hits Wolf on the run for the 2nd out. Good play by Prince, connecting with Randy Wolf. So 2 gone. And it's Pat Burrell. A couple of All-Star additions today in the American League, Rock. Saw where Jared Weaver was added to the American League All-Star team. Now, Joe Girardi selected CC Sabathia as an All-Star. Sabathia is scheduled to pitch on Sunday for the Yankees, which makes him ineligible for the All-Star game. That's one of the new rules.
And if anybody knew that already, it was Joe Girardi.
Girardi, it was thought, would go straight to Andy Pettitte, but Andy Pettitte was put on the All-Star team yesterday when Clay Buchholz was placed on the disabled list. So Pettitte was already there. The Yankee manager chooses CC Sabathia. Said, if you deserve to be an All-Star, you deserve to get picked, no matter if you're pitching or not on the rotation that makes you ineligible. So today, Jared Weaver of the Los Angeles Angels is on the team, and he'll get a chance to pitch in his home ballpark, joining Torrey Hunter as the 2 Angels.
I like that new rule for pitchers that are on the active roster. You have to be able to pitch. I mean, that makes sense. Doesn't mean you can't be picked and still enjoy the benefits. If you have an incentive bonus that involves an All-Star selection, that's the main thing for a lot of players anyway.
Wolf strikes out Burrell. 3 up, 3 down inning. Good bounce back. See if the Brewers can get something going here as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Well, they have their work cut out for them against Bumgardner still on the mound. And, of course, Jerry and I getting set for Brewers Live postgame. Full postgame coverage coming up from the clubhouse after the ballgame, Brian.
All right, Craig, Augie, looking forward to that. We head to the bottom of the 7th with Carlos Gomez leading off. Bottom of the order due up. And the pitcher spot coming up as well, 3rd. Some defensive changes. Andres Torres moves from right to left, and Nate Shearholtz is in the game in right. This is the move for Bochy as Bumgardner makes a nice stab. Gomez is out. Bumgardner is pitching well, his best game in the big league so far. I've been talking about the final 5 in each league as far as the All-Stars, the vote in. And over in the American League, Kevin Youkilis went ahead of Nick Swisher in the final vote in. With 2 days left, you have until Thursday to vote. No Brewers on that list. In the National League, Joey Votto still leads of the 5 that are left. And some All-Stars are beginning to drop out now. I saw where Yankees closer Mariano Rivera has taken himself out of the All-Star game, citing injuries to his left side and his right knee, according to Brian Hoke of MLB.com.
I want to make sure that he's healthy for the second half of the season. You got to admire him for that. Taking himself out of that All-Star game and not worrying too much about his own situation, but worrying more about the team. You like that?
I think that's really the big change, because the All-Star game has meaning to it with the home field advantage in the World Series. It used to be you might go, and if you were a little banged up, and you just get to the clubhouse and say, Skipper, I can't go today. Little bouncer over to Sandoval, and he gets Gutierrez for the second out of the inning. Well, that really puts a manager in a tough spot in the All-Star game. So now guys are noted as All-Stars, and a lot of it, that incentive bonus you talked about.
Right.
Jared Weaver's going to get $50,000 for being named to the All-Star team.
Nice.
But everybody who goes to the All-Star game now needs to be ready to play.
And hopefully the National League are going to be able to get a win this year.
Jim Edmonds will pinch hit. The last time the National League won an All-Star game, 1996. '96, not 06, 96. There was the tie here in Milwaukee. That's why the changes took place the next year, and World Series home field advantage took place. Joe Girardi said that home field really paid off for the Yankees last year. Such a good home team. I was talking to Doug Melvin about that the other day, but there's a group of players. You get guys in Pittsburgh or Oakland, even some of the players here in Milwaukee. I don't think they're thinking about home field advantage at the All-Star game. But it certainly matters to those who are in it.
Whether you agree or not, whether the All-Star game should, have any bearing on anything in the regular season, I understand that, but there has to be something in that game for them to play it for real. Somehow you owe it to the fans.
3 up, 3 down inning, and we go to the 8th. Bumgardner is rolling along here at Miller Park. Be a nice night here in Milwaukee. Roof is open. Unfortunately, the Brewers with a poor inning, a rough sixth, a 5-run inning for the Giants. That's been the difference. Nothing but zeros the rest of the way for both clubs. But the Giants lead it 5-0 as David Risky is on the pitch. Randy Wolf finishes Rock with 7 innings, 4 hits and 5 runs, but only 1 earned.
He deserved a better fate for sure, but he started that 6th inning with back-to-back walks to the leadoff and number 2 hitter. Didn't help him at all, but still in all, should not have given up the 5 runs. David Risky, all of a sudden, back-to-back outings in 3 of the last 4 days. Risky has been on the mound. That's a good sign. Apparently that arm is feeling pretty good.
Now, Risky pitched here last night, gave up a run in an inning. Big cut by Sandoval. Even his swings and misses are entertaining, aren't they?
He takes a hack. Just has to be somewhere close to home plate.
Knocked down by Risky. And he'll make the play for the out. Sandoval like a bullet right back to the Brewer pitcher.
That's not your typical comebacker, is it?
Even L screen out.
Almost knocked his glove off.
The quick reactions of David Risky. So 1 out here in the 8th inning, and it's Edgar Renteria. Saw the Braves and the Phillies are headed to extra innings. Atlanta has just scored a run in the 11th. They lead Philadelphia 4-3. A couple of home runs in that game. Martin Prado and Raul Ibanez. McGee makes a play for out number 2. That's a good race in the East. Braves will have a series with the New York Mets over the weekend. The Braves lead the Mets by 2 games. Phillies 4 back.
And Brewers are going to see the Braves right after the All-Star break, a 4-gamer. 4 in Atlanta and 4 in Pittsburgh to start the second half.
And it will truly be hot Atlanta when the Brewers get to Turner Field after the All-Star break.
I need to make a correction on that. That question about unearned runs. You can have an unearned run without an error. I failed to mention this one little quirk, a passed ball.
Yeah.
A man at third, a passed ball. A wild pitch is an earned run, but a passed ball will be considered an unearned run.
Still a misplay.
Right.
But not an error. I get it. Now Risky with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Top of the order is due up for the Brewers in the bottom of this inning as Risky strikes out Rowan. Well, we'll see if Corey Hart can keep his hit streak alive. He is sitting at 20 games. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Can he take it to 21? He'll hit second with Top of the batting order for the Brewers as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning, and at the plate presented by Wendy's for Ricky Weeks. He has 2 of the 3 Brewers hits. Got a single at the first to right and an infield hit in the 3rd inning. Well, in a day and age where young pitchers are well protected and that magic 100 pitch count, Bruce Bochy is going to allow Bumgardner to continue here. He starts the inning with 104 pitches. But Bumgardner does have a complete game this year. That was in AAA. He was 7-1 down in Fresno with a 3.16 ERA. And his best start as a big leaguer as Weeks gets jammed. And Sanchez will throw him out. Boy, he is locked and loaded here as he gets the first man of the 8th. So here comes Corey Hart. That hitting streak is in jeopardy here. 0 for 3 today. Back on Sunday, very little offense for the Brewers against Wainwright, but Hart banged out his Powerball home run number 19 of the season.
He's doing it a lot of different ways. You talk all you want about the hitting streak, but this guy has been incredible since about mid-May. Now you wonder why you have Bumgardner still out there. You remember when the Giants came into town yesterday, they had used every one of their relievers in an extra inning game in Colorado. And the fact that the starting rotation has not been able to go too deep in ball games.
Over to Sandoval. And Hart is out. So Corey 0 for 4. And unless the Brewers can get something going offensively, his 20-game hitting streak is going to come to an end. Bumgardner giving Bruce Bochy exactly what he needed. Pitching deep into a ball game. Boy, the Giants with an embarrassment of riches with pitching, huh? You got Tim Lincecum, back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. You've got Matt Cain. He's having a down season, but he's one of the premier right-handers in the game right now. That hit fielder just caught a piece of him. So there's a base runner with 2 outs.
You know, the starting rotation very good, and these guys that we've seen come out of that bullpen yesterday, all with very good arms. Bumgardner trying to come inside, just gets a piece of the jersey of Prince.
Lincecum tomorrow.
It was all smiles yesterday and early today, but you can see that that look starting to get in his eyes. Here about the 8th inning, going to start focusing in on his start tomorrow. It's an interesting breed, that starting pitcher.
I think the biggest Jekyll and Hyde starting pitcher that I've come across was Ben Sheets.
Oh yeah.
Personalities between starts and day he started. An incredible difference. You don't even know the guy when he's starting.
No, he's laying on a couch. He looks like he's sick. You know, 105 temperature, laying on that couch, and he comes out and he's throwing 96 miles an hour with that nasty curveball. Next day, just bouncing around, having a good old time like a little kid.
I'm kind of anxious to see if Sheets ends up on the trade market. 0-2 to Braun. Out to short, Renteria. Long throw in time. Braun retired. Inning over, and we head to the 9th. Bumgardner keep putting up zeros here. And San Francisco getting outstanding pitching from their 20-year-old lefty, Madison Bumgardner. Wolf 7 innings on the hook for the loss. Bumgardner now with 8 shutout innings. He has given up just 3 hits. And you see Bumgardner, who is scheduled to hit second in this inning. He is going to take a shot at a complete game here.
Well, nobody getting loose in that Giants bullpen. Swings the bat pretty well. He's got a hit and an RBI tonight. And Todd Coffey on for the 33rd time this year. He pitched on Saturday in St. Louis, pitched an inning and a third of scoreless baseball, struck out a batter. He's made 6 appearances, now 7 since coming off the disabled list.
Coffey had an injured thumb on his pitching hand. Put him on the DL for 3 weeks. Ten toes in the air. Relaxing at the ballpark.
Hot, muggy night in Milwaukee.
Travis Ishikawa leads off for the Giants. He had the big hit in the 6th inning that added to the Giants' lead. Drove in a couple of runs. Slaps that one into the opposite field. That's a base hit. Braun cuts it off, and he'll hold Ishikawa to a single. Good throw from Braun.
Velocity down just a bit for Todd Coffey this year and last year. Just trying to get that sinker down in the strike zone. Well, last year I remember Coffey 96, 97 at times, and just buried that nasty sinker down and in on right-handers and getting a lot of strikeouts and ground balls.
Bumgardner, the pitcher, drops a bunt down foul.
That's the thing about relief pitchers. Year to year, you just don't know. I mean, one year you have it, one year you don't. Of course, Coffey's still in the midst of a decent season. Not saying he doesn't have it, but very unpredictable, your relief corps, year to year.
That's why you see bullpens turn over so much in baseball. You don't typically see the same group of guys from one year to the next.
Yep, dominating.
There's a bunt. Coffey going to second base, and Counsell off the bag as he saved that ball from going into center field. A good throw, and the Brewers have a double play right in front of them. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Bumgardner.
And an E1.
And an error on Coffey.
Yep, no sacrifice. A good throw, and Ishikawa is going to be an easy out at second base. Counsell made a nice play just to keep it in the glove. Ball sailed on Coffey, and no chance for Counsell.
Two on, nobody out. Top of the order for Torres, the switch hitter. Now tonight in New York, the Mets shut out the Reds 3-0. Johan Santana went the distance. He also hit a home run. Santana 9 innings, just 3 hits to Cincinnati, struck out 5.
That's the Mets. I'm sorry, that's the Mets' 12th shutout this year.
How about that?
That ties San Diego for the most in the National League.
Mets are getting great pitching. Pelfrey's had an all-star season. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer. Jonathan Neese, the young lefty. Santana's just been okay for the Mets, but he was great tonight. And he went deep for the first time. 3-0 New York wins it. They are now 10 games over 500. They're chasing the Braves in the East. And Atlanta matching up against the Phillies tonight. Atlanta scored 3 runs in the 11th against Philadelphia. They lead 6-3 in the bottom of the 11th inning. So the Braves trying to keep their 2-game lead in the National League East. Padres were off yesterday. So the Giants picked up a half a game with that win against the Brewers. San Diego in action tonight in Washington. They lost. The Nationals beat the Padres 6-5. Torres swings and misses. Down he goes on strikes.
A good slider that time from Todd Coffey. That was a good battle. Able to get the pitch down in the strike zone, down and in. First pitch that he tried to shoot in on Torres and able to get him to chase it.
Giants a chance to pull within 6 of the Padres here tonight. You know, when we started play today, the San Diego Padres had the largest divisional lead in baseball.
Hasn't that?
4 games ahead of the Dodgers. Base hit to right center. And they will hold a runner. Gomez fires one to fielder. Bases are loaded here for San Francisco as Sanchez comes up with his first hit. And Coffey will deal with Buster Posey. Elsewhere, the Astros beat the Pirates 6-2. Actually, that game is still going on. I beg your pardon. Bottom of the 8th inning in Houston. Cardinals out in front of the Rockies. They're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-2 St. Louis. Hawksworth is pitching for the Cardinals tonight. You talk about all-star snubs. How about Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies? He hit his 15th home run tonight.
Yeah, having a good year. There's always going to be snubs. I don't care if you have 50 guys on a team. There's always going to be a group of players that feel as though they had a good year, good enough first half to be on the team.
It's kind of like the NCAA basketball tournament, right?
Yeah. Not everybody can get in.
The field of 64, they're talking about expanding it.
Well, Gonzalez is on that internet vote, correct?
He is.
Pelfrey.
Votto leads the final 5 at this point. Carlos Gonzalez, he had such a great postseason last year for the Rockies. But he's been injured quite a bit. You can vote. You can still have a say in the All-Stars. You have until Thursday at 3 Central to vote, as a matter of fact. Heath Bell, the closer for the Padres. Carlos Gonzalez, Joey Votto. The Braves closer, Billy Wagner, in his final season in the major leagues. And Ryan Zimmerman, who homered tonight as well. Posey into center field. Back is Gomez, and he runs it down. A great catch out there. That's going to plate another run. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Posey. Some kind of play by Carlos Gomez in center field.
Pretty good at bat for Posey up there. Had trouble with a couple of sliders from Coffey. Got one middle in and drove that one right over the head of Carlos Gomez. It went back nicely, tracked it well, never took his eye off of it, and right in the heel of the glove, able to haul it in.
Nate Shearholtz, his first at bat of the game. Now, if you're wondering, based on our text question, earned runs or unearned runs, this is an unearned run here against Coffey, but he was the one who committed the error.
Right. It is still unearned, though. Doesn't matter who commits the error.
Unlike a wild pitch, if you wild pitch a runner in, that is an earned run. 6 runs tonight, 5 unearned. A good game going until the 6th inning. Giants got 5. Costly error, a couple of misplays, some walks. Wolf walked 4 in the inning, 2 intentional. And both of the errors tonight have led to runs for San Francisco. 3 balls and a strike on Shearholtz. Count goes 3-2. A couple of games out west, the Diamondbacks have a lead over the Chicago Cubs 1-0. And the Dodgers scoreless with the Marlins. They're just underway at Dodger Stadium, 2nd inning. Vicente Padilla for the Dodgers tonight. Los Angeles 4 back of the Padres to start the day. Well, if you had to make a guess, where do you say the wild card is coming from this year, Rock, in the National League?
NL, the West. My guess.
I think you're right. I think the pitching in the West will end up as the difference maker. Although the Braves, tell you what, the Braves have some pitching, and Jair Jurgens is back now for Atlanta. They just got a little bit better. Swing and a miss, and Shearholtz is out. The inning is over. The Giants add 1 to it. 6-0. Miller Park in Milwaukee, and day 2 of the series with the Giants, a 4-gamer, and the Brewers are down 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Madison Bumgardner is our Menards player of the game. He's going to be lifted after 8 innings, 8 shutout innings, only 3 hits allowed, and he strikes out 5. His best big league start of his career at the young age of 20.
Hadn't been often that a Giants starting pitcher has gone through 8 innings, but he did a nice job tonight. A little bit shaky start in the first 3, but really settled down nicely.
Danny Bautista will pitch for the Giants.
A former Pittsburgh Pirate, 14 games with the Pirates last year. Big time strikeout pitcher. 33 strikeouts and just shy of 27 innings of work, and a 194 opponent batting average. This guy's got some pretty good stuff. Good fastball.
Well, the goal for the Brewers here is to get some base runners. And if nothing else, you'd love to see Corey Hart get another at-bat. Because if he doesn't, his hitting streak is going to end. He's 0 for 4. He's got a long way to go to get there, though. Hart, the 7th batter due up in this inning. So 4 base runners will do it.
There's one.
Yep, good start. McGee draws the walk. Every time you talk about hit streaks and batters, you can't help but think about Paul Molitor's streak, how it came to an end. Watching MLB Network last night, fast version, and the guys were replaying the Rick Manning game-winning hit.
Yep, against the Cleveland Indians,
who he now broadcasts for.
Right.
Molitor was on deck. And Manning got booed.
Yep, John Farrell held him hitless that night at County Stadium. Manning comes up as a pinch hitter, drives in the winning run. Molitor on deck, and it took an offer. And Manning got booed off the field. How about that?
You know, the first guy to greet Manning, though, was Paul Molitor.
Yeah.
He ran from the on-deck circle over to first base. I thought that was a neat moment. And when I got to see the footage again yesterday, it reminded me of that moment.
And a lot of pressure on anybody that has a hitting streak like that. Molitor, actually, I think it was the last 10 games of that hitting streak, actually had to hold a press conference all by himself. Before the game, after the game, a lot of hoopla, all the cameras in town, and came off the disabled list the day of the second half, right after the All-Star game, and got a hit in 39 straight. That's hard to do coming off the DL.
And then you think about Joe DiMaggio, 56 consecutive games.
Yeah.
The major league record. 41. And also the year Ted Williams hit 400. Bumgardner had a hit here tonight. He drove in a run, his first big league RBI. He has a 1-game hitting streak. Council draws the walk. Here we go, 2 on. Inching our way towards Corey Hart.
I'll tell you what, Bruce Bochy has a pretty quick gape out there to the mound. He's gone. He went to the bullpen. There's no way you're going to be able to stick around, keep a guy out there not throwing strikes.
So out is Bautista. In 17 innings, but they are making a little noise here in the 9th. 6-0 is our score. The Giants have a big lead, but the first 2 have reached, and the drama that builds is the fact that Corey Hart has a chance to bat in this inning and extend his hitting streak.
And more importantly, I think if he gets a chance to bat, Brewers are in a pretty good shape maybe to tie this game up. You know, Romo, 33 strikeouts, only 7 walks in 33 and a third innings. He's pitched very good at home. However, he struggles on the road. That's what you hope for right now.
Hart still 5 batters away. 2 on for the Brewers. Romo against Carlos Gomez. If you're wondering, the most runs the Brewers have scored in an inning this year was 10. That was on April 18th in the first inning at Washington.
Well, they only need 7 today.
7 will do just fine. 6 to tie, 7 to win. Two strikes on Gomez.
This keeps pouring in those sinking fastballs. This guy has struck out at least 1 batter in each of his last 13 appearances. And pounds the strike zone. You know you're going to get a strike when this guy's out there.
Quickly 0-2 on Gomez. And did he go? Yes, he did. Brian Knight rings him up. Gomez is out on strikes. First out of the inning.
Now the sweeping slider. Let's see. Did he hold up? No, he did not. Good call down there at first base.
Sergio Romo. Denny Bautista faced 2 batters. He walked them both, and Bochy had the quick hook on him. Now Kataris.
Something tells me that's not the first time that's happened. You've got a 6-0 lead. You've got a guy out there with a guy getting loose in the bullpen. Something tells me that
that's a good point.
Bautista has been having some trouble.
Well, and Romo pitches here with bullpen activity as well. Kataris to the opposite field. Torres is back, and that's the second out of the inning. So 2 men are out here against Sergio Romo, and if Corey Hart's going to bat, 2 more Brewers have to reach. Joe England will pinch hit. Madison Bumgardner in line for the win. And 8 shutout innings.
And breathing a bit easier than he was in the first 2 hitters in this inning.
And England goes down the line. That's a base hit. McGee around third. He will score. So the Brewers are on the board here. Joe England, another pinch hit single.
Well, skunk out of the box. A little bit too late for Milwaukee, perhaps. You don't know. Now, get the goose egg off of that line for Milwaukee. 6-1 now, and a good piece of hitting by Joe, not trying to pull it. They had the shift on him. They had Sandoval off the line, and the Brewers on the board.
England has been terrific off the bench this year. Now it's Ricky Weeks. Corey Hart is on deck. Bumgardner is anxious for his first major league win. The Brewers keep it going here. And a strike. It almost hit Weeks. That's the kind of break that Romo has on that breaking ball. Well, will Hart get a shot to extend the hitting streak? The Brewers are a batter away. 0-2 on Weeks. Bumgardner in his best big league start. Looking for win number 1 of the season and the year in his 3rd start of the season. of his career, I should say. Oh, and 2 to Weeks. And down he goes on strikes. The inning ends. The hitting streak for Corey Hart is over. And Madison Bumgardner has his first